All right, we're back. Image chat number 4. Wow, can't believe we're number 4 already. What do you think, Chris?
This is incredible. 4 weeks now, the fourth time, so I
Yeah.
think it was last week the first time, but now we're number four, yeah.
Yeah, number 4, and, it's really good. It's because, the product really ImageLab has only been out there. We've actually been monitoring sort of, been really using it now for 3 weeks it's been live, almost 4 weeks, I guess, been live. And it's really exciting what's, the number of users that we're getting, the user growth is going up. There's a lot of really great uses going on. The free credit seems to be working nicely. And we're looking forward to sharing some of our users' work here soon too. So we're excited to get a few of you guys on for part of Image Chat, so you can show us what you're up to. Because I think that's really exciting that we can talk about what the users are actually doing.
Yeah, and on my side, I'm still think about how can I use AI to strengthen my creativity, So that's a little bit my idea, my question I have. Maybe a lot of people outside have it too, So will I lose my creativity or will I get more? Will I be faster or that does it take longer? So I think AI for designers. That's why we still believe in design. That's why we're doing this. We want to help people, to be faster and more creative. Maybe.
Yeah, and and
Yeah.
and yeah, and just adding to that, it's kind of interesting. This last week, I actually did a couple of things with my daughter inside of ImageLab. She's 11. She comes to me with these crazy ideas. In one case, she has a fashion class at school, and she brought me this sketch that she just did at school. She drew a fat thing. I said, "Oh, you want to? Should we throw that into ImageLab and see what it does? How do you want to make it?" So I just thought I'd show this because it's kind of cool
Yeah, sure.
what actually happened. So let me just open up the image here.
It's good
Okay.
to have young kids because young kids they just have an idea and want to make it coming through.
Yeah, this is what's really interesting. So this was her sketch, right? So typical, little sketch. She had this idea that the theme was feathers, right? So
Nice.
she drew a
Good.
little sketch of a feathered dress. And I said, "Well, what color do you want it?" She says, "Well, I'd really like it like the sunset, like pink, kind of going from pink to orange." And yeah, here's the result. So it did take I got to say, it did take a couple of iterations, at first the dress wasn't off the shoulder, the feathers weren't quite right, but after just a couple of iterations and just talking to the AI, it actually we arrived at a thing. She goes, "Well, that's it. That's exactly what I envisioned." So that's what's really cool is you can actually achieve your creative vision no matter how old you are, actually, and your creativity is completely unlimited.
Yeah, it looks really good. I mean, to do this in real life or with CAD, it's really hard to do. I mean, how do you render this and how do you photograph it? I mean, it's
Yeah,
hard.
well, really, in the past, the only way to do it is actually make it, right? You'd have to pick the fabrics, pick the materials, but in this case, because she wanted it to be feathers, we described the kind of feather, in the prompt, and it worked really, really well. So, I mean,
Yeah, but
this is what we're dealing with. Little kids are now doing this kind of stuff, right? So
That's
it's
what I
really
what
important.
I that's what I figured out, Philip. Also, you have to could be really specific sometimes with your words, So I talk sometimes really to it, and I say, "Yeah, do what you're yeah, blah blah. It should look good, and fresh and young and whatever, So you can talk a lot. But if your prompt is much more specific and you tell exactly on the right upper corner this one thing, change it here to this, this helps a lot sometimes, to be more specific. And if you talk about with your daughter about the feather and so how it should be, I mean, that's great. I like your result. Cool.
Yeah, yeah, and here's a second example, actually, a similar sort of thing. My daughter, she is obsessed right now with this stuff called Touchland, which is a hand sanitizer spray, and her friends just love this stuff. And so she had this picture of this Touchland, and she wanted me to see what I could, she wanted to make something fun just to joke her friends. So this was the original input image, and that is a typical thing for Touchland power mist hydrating spray. And she had this idea to make a foot power thing. So she wanted it first to make the fluid green. So I asked Chat or Image Lab to make it green. And then I said, well, change the logo to a foot and change the words power mist to foot odor. And it did that and also added eliminating foot and shoe and foot spray. The AI added that automatically. So that's the thing that always seems to amaze me. It feels like you're dealing with this intelligent being, that it adds these words when you wouldn't normally expect it. And in this case, it's pretty ideal. And then I asked it to add some socks to it. So it made an image with some socks. And then I went one step further and actually animated that. And I'll just show the video because the video tool inside of Deepix is just fantastic.
If I would go in the room of my son, I would find exactly the same socks, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty common thing for kids these days, to have socks all over the room. So this was just, it did take maybe I think this was my second iteration and a 5-second video. The description was from that initial image, drop more socks from the top of the screen, and it produced this. And what I found so remarkable was that the simulation of the physics is just so good. You see the fluid level as the bottle gets bumped.
That's going, yeah, yeah.
The fluid
Cool.
actually kinda jiggles in there, and it rocks the bottle just a little bit until it finally settles out, and yeah, and as another sock bumps in, and all the socks interact with each other. To do this with a traditional computer CG or even with a camera setup and physically setting it up, it would be hours of work, and so you can generate these amazing creative ideas very, very quickly, and of course, she immediately sent this to all her friends and said, "Look, Touchline has a new thing," so she was excited about that.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
think
that's
if you would do this in the normal way, you have to make a storyboard, you have to talk to people, and then you have to change the bottle first, you have to find the right liquid, do all this stuff, the graphics on the bottle. This takes maybe 2 weeks, It's a long time, and make a video, you have to find a solution for a nice place to do it, equipment and stuff and people. So maybe it's a production over 4 weeks. So, and maybe you have to pay maybe much more for it. And now you paid what? I mean, some
a few credits.
few credits, yeah.
It's great. Anyway,
Yeah,
so what have you been up to this week, Chris? This is a couple of little things that I did.
yeah, I'm gonna share my screen here. Wait a second here. So I want to show you what I did a little bit over the last days, And I'm here back in the software. So this is again our software DBX ImageLab here. You have your area where you can drop your image here, your voice button where you can speak, just to show the guys outside exactly how this works again. So, and I scroll down to the library, and but this is a different one. I wanted to start with something else. Wait a second, I just changed the project. I go back to my Blender because maybe somebody was last week in the call, and I showed here last week in the call how I came up from a cat image just doing a Blender, and then the Blender shape was like this, and I changed it here, inspired by Jeff Koons, and changed the feeling of it. So we had this fantastic Blender at the end. And if I just go now here in the full screen mode, I can show you the stuff here. So this image is done also, after creation. Here's still the old top on the top, but the button is new here and silver and all. We did all of this, and the kids, happy, and the wife is happy. And yeah, then I changed it more. I changed the background last week. I showed this very much, and now I have the fitting shape of the glass thing to the bottom here, which looks really pretty nice. I love it. So, and then we showed this last week. Yeah, 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 yeah. We did some different images here, different kitchens. So I told it make the kitchen much more modern, black, like we have it right now in Europe. It's this kind of style. And then we can do also a small movie, see the people moving, drinking, be happy. It's fantastic to do this. Yeah, and then I said, okay, keeps the design, but make me a toaster out of it. And that's really, really amazing because if I go back here to this stuff here, it's cool because then you can start to make a family of products. And this was my first attempt to make the toaster, and then shows the toaster again. Maybe it's too big right now in this image, but it's good because you see the toaster very well. You see all the handle here. So the software is doing this automatically, thinking about how should it be. It's amazing. When you speak about intelligence, I think yes, we are coming closer to intelligence. That's really what I feel because it's doing a lot of stuff I did not expect. So I changed the kitchen to black, so the toast is coming out good, wonderful. Now I have 2 products, I told it, "Oh, put 2 products of the same family on the table. Make the golden version out of it," I like this a lot, looks very nice again. So you have a set of products, and you can change the color over all products with one click, more or less. Black version out of it, and then I said, "Hey, yeah, maybe I need something if I go out with my girlfriend to have a barbecue." So I don't know exactly what it is right now, maybe a mini fridge or whatever.
Your fridge, yeah, it's perfect for a dorm room or something, right?
It looks cool. He's getting some drinks out and she's happy and, okay. And then it gave me this one, a real fridge for the kitchen, and that's great because I look at this fridge, it has something American for me. It has something from SMEG, this famous, fridge company, SMEG. I think it's so great because it has still the small feet here, so, and the body and so, and the display. It's amazing because this amazed me really, because I started here and I ended up here, so, and
Yeah, yeah.
this is something which I 2 years ago, I thought it's not possible because what we're doing here is we're starting with a cat image, we're doing some nice images, but then we're starting to change the shape and the
Yeah.
texture and everything and everything around it, You change, 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 and suddenly you create new products out of it. And
And then the ability to add and then adding people too, right? Adding
adding
the sort of the
people, yeah.
lifestyle feeling to it and having it so automated where it's just a button to add people, just, make it a lifestyle shot and it makes a something from the context of the image, it applies exactly kind of what you think it should be, but does a very tasteful and stylish version of it. And then you can enhance it with your own creativity for changing the style of the background, changing the lighting, changing the color of the cabinets or the design of the any element within the scene too.
Yeah, I think this is a really nice project, and, let's see what we do next week for it, but I
Yeah,
like it a lot. I like the design also.
I did a video, there's been all this talk about VO 3.1 and how great it is and everything. So I actually gave it a try and there's a feature that I expect we'll add it into ImageLab soon that enables you to take 2 or 3 images, combine them together and make a video. So I actually did that and the result is pretty cool because my prompt I said, put these things in a kitchen, have this woman who I had a picture of that I generated in ImageLab for another project. I said, add this woman in here. And because she was generated to be sort of Italian looking, I said, and make her speak these words in Italian. So all the dialogue is in Italians. And it was just absolutely phenomenal what it did. Getting the berries right, it took a little time and it's still not quite right, but for how much effort went into it, vision was realized really very quickly. I think that's the cool thing. So let me show that
Mhm.
now. Sharing these windows is our big challenge here. Okay, here we go. So this is just a little 8-second video. Fantastico. Yeah. So what she says is, "Thank you, DPix, for ImageLab for bringing my blender to life. It's fantastic," which is just really cool. I mean, and the the adherence to the images to keep the shape of that blender, to keep the woman exactly and add her, and it's really quite remarkable and just a lot of fun to see my creativity, my idea just come to life. Actually, I think it was your idea, Chris, to say something about Italy or something Italian. I don't know. You wanted to use this woman. You said use this woman, right? That's what it was.
It's fantastic because it shows me I can go from an image, change my design idea, get the design idea, make it visual, can transport it, and then make a small video out of it with a real person, more or less. It looks like real. And she's using the product. I mean,
Yeah.
you can do all this now in minutes, so it's not really more difficult, because I think ImageLab is such an easy tool to use. If you to make a video is to have to make a prompt, press video, boom.
Yeah, and every frame is just really great, It's just really cool. It's
Oh,
just,
she looks good, yeah, and the green and the color also, and the setting and the light, so
it's everything. Yeah.
same kitchen I had before, and next time we can put she can walk to the fridge and open the fridge, and get something out, so
Exactly, yeah, that would be really cool as well. Very
I'm
cool. We're gonna have a whole line of appliances here before long. It's the Polygon appliance, the Polygon
But before we are doing so much here, I would share another project I did. I found a nice sketch of a shoe
Yeah.
online from I think a talented designer. I think he will work for Adidas. He was writing, and I said, "Hey, congratulations!" And I took his sketch here. I made this project Adidas here, and that's his sketch here. So I found this sketch here online, which I liked somehow because it's. I think it's not easy to make always new shoes and new stuff iterations and find new ideas. And he had this 3 toes here a little bit, it looks like toes here. He has the 3 stripes, and it's a very nice sketch, so very simple. It took him maybe 2 minutes to do it or so. I don't know how long, maybe 10, maybe an hour, I don't know. But it's very simple, just black on white paper. So I think it's very important for the designer to stay really close to the sketch when you change it into image, So, and you can see I go back and forth now. You see how close we can be now with ImageLab on the sketch, This is for me really, that's exactly what I wanted, So, oh wow, so because you see here the shape is still the same, the stripes and so on. You get a nice feeling, even if it's not looking like a finished shoe right now, but that this is for designers okay. So you have the sketch and you get this by one click, It's cool, huh?
Yeah,
And
very
then
cool.
and then
Yeah.
I changed it, changed colors, so you can change the colors just by clicking color. I can do it later on live also. And then I just went through it, changed it to leather, brown leather now, So okay, I didn't like it so much. No, 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 no. And then I started with a green color. Yeah, it's cool. And then I did a little variations out of it, a green, I don't know English, and some yellow stripes and red stripes and changed everything. Everything I did here, I was not in Photoshop or somewhere else. I did everything in ImageLab here, and just by talking to it, the most of stuff, some clicks. And then I found these golden stripes, and then this image here I liked a lot because suddenly I had a really good feeling, So it was like I would never do this in a green shoe normally and with golden stripes, but it looks very cool. And then I put it outside, lifestyle. And this
Yeah.
is amazing, You come here from a sketch, you have the color, and then boom. And if you look here on the human skin, and the light comes through the forest and the shadow, and the shoe is exactly the same still, So he has these golden things here in the front also. For me, it's like wow. And then I did a small movie here, 5 seconds, see it running. But this was the time when we talked in the morning, and I did some more stuff, Philip, to surprise you a little bit.
Good job.
So
Okay.
I asked it to make a bottle, a water bottle, in the
Yeah.
same style. It looks maybe funny now, but it just shows you the power of the tool, You can take the shoe, which is running here into the forest, and look at the muscles of the legs, and so it's crazy. And then you make a bottle out of it. And then I thought, oh, a bottle is good, but maybe how is a dress?
Cool.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then you see, I started from a sketch here. I have now the green shoe, and suddenly I have a dress, So, which looks maybe you don't like it, but it shows you the
Crazy.
power. And then I say, "Oh, make me a shop out of it, a shop, yeah, because I have to sell it, somewhere, If I
Wow.
if I send this
Yeah.
to China, they have to know how my shop will look, This is my
Yeah.
shop, a second
Yeah.
image of a shop, so some changes, some shoes here in the background." And then I said, "Okay, yeah, okay, that's good, but I have to bring it to the customer also." So I put the shoe on the truck, and I said, "Oh, yeah, it looks good, but maybe a little bit more stuff." And he did something cool, so now the truck delivers the shoe. And this is my last image. So 2 people walking through the forest, wearing the shoe in a nice dress, and everything is fantastic.
In a perfectly composed, color matched forest scene. That's just, and the gold, the metallic gold stripes on the side that pick up on the shoe perfectly. You
Yeah, and
just,
it's even for the time right now, if it's getting dark early, maybe
yeah,
these stripes are reflective. They help that you will be seen, but it looks like a really nice pattern. And
it
if you
does.
go
Yeah.
back to the shoe, yeah, this was another attempt here. If you go back to the sketch here, so and then you go
Yeah.
back to this one here, this
Yeah.
this is really, really powerful, So and you
Yeah.
can
No
put it
doubt.
over the whole chain, from the store to the truck to the dress, to the bottle, to the shoe, you know.
So can you just go over just a couple of the techniques used for this? Because I think this is really important. We sort of take this for granted because we've been using this for a while now, but many of our users still don't know all the techniques of how you color a certain area or how you get that image on the side of a truck, for instance.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's good, yeah. So first I can maybe show how to color it a little bit. So we have here product, so we go to product and then I go down here and here I can look for my color. I can just go through my thing here and change my color. I want to have it a little bit like my dress maybe today. Here I'm a little bit pink. And then you can say, okay, less saturation, more saturation. Okay, then you can say lightness like this. And then you get your hex color here, your number here, or your RGB number. And then you just say apply custom color to product. We just do it right now. So I defined my pink color and now it's applying to the product and I will see which parts will be colored now. This takes about 12, 15 seconds, I would say. So this is normally not too long, and then you see, oh, it's fully colored, in my color, which is great because I can go here, say, "Oh, that's my hex color number," just give it to the supplier. He knows my number. That's really good, really helpful. I can say, "Okay, now I want to change this to this color here, do it again." And so easy it is to color something, and then you can go in and you color maybe the stripes, I will do this in the next step. So and again, it looks quite interesting because in normal life, it's hard to understand, "Oh, how will this look in this color, the shoe," so now we have here some tools here. Here you see the pixels, how big is your image, We can also upscale 2 times here right now. We have here some other tools. We have, for example, this one here. This gives you a rectangular. You can squeeze it down, the rectangular. You can turn it around, and I move it here over here. So let's see if this works now. I mean, this is live now, yeah. I have to test it out for myself. So before I do it, maybe I do it not. I just do it by talking before I use this one. Maybe it's also works like this. I was talking now German. Let's see what he's doing now. So I think he took some words when I was speaking again, but I will do it again.
And you can change it to one image or generate 4 at a time. So if you want a greater likelihood of hitting what you want, you can actually make it do it 4 times at once, and you're more likely to get a perfect result that you're after.
You can change now the whole background. You can bring it in different scenes. You can do 4 images in one time. But what you also can do, we have here a really nice button. It's called Lifestyle. You just press a button, and now we see what he's doing now with our shoe um, in Lifestyle. Yeah. So he didn't get my stripes really where I wanted to have it, but in real life, I would do it again and would be more explicit about my prompt, because I want to. But look about this now, yeah. Now one click, you have it now in the forest, you're on the foot, This is not unbelievable. Then you press again a button here, make video, 5 seconds, you get your video.
But you were gonna show that red box. What does that do exactly?
The red box helps a lot to be more precise. Let me see if I do this again. So let me see if he understands now my 3 stripes.
Maybe just try the sole of the shoe, like,
Yeah, I can also make it
get
maybe
the
stick
bottom
like in
half
the
of it
beginning.
maybe. Yeah. So this box basically what this does is supposed to indicate the area where you want changed, and it's not really precise, but it enables the AI to sort of think about just that area.
Färbe den Bereich.
I think there's a lot we can do, and I think we have it on our roadmap to enable, sort of a mouse rollover, so you highlight a particular element that you can just change just that part. I think that's gonna be a really nice enhancement, especially when you're doing
Huh,
products. So well, that didn't work.
that didn't work. No, that's not good. Yeah. So, but I have to say, I have to be more because now I have one color everything, so he doesn't know where to stop, where to start, and he has a shadow and he has some paint here also. It's
Yeah,
not an
yeah.
easy job.
Yeah. Maybe you gotta well, you could start from the sketch again, maybe. I think once you've colored it completely one color, it kinda confuses, it gets a little it has to unwind that somehow, so it's a little bit
Let me try to make these 3 stripes here black. I will talk to it. Let me see if this works here. Yeah, I think for us, it's also still a lot of to discover, you know. So we using now the tool every day and all the time, but it's so much to find out. And this is also different areas between shoes and cars and so on.
It gave you some new stripes.
It's
Yeah,
new stripes because it doesn't see this as stripes because here's a design I wanted to show the shape of the shoe, you know, and it's cut it through, so it doesn't know exactly which stripes I mean.
right, right, right.
It's not an easy job to do, I would say, but I could do it because I did this before when I was here. We did this here, so when I look at this image here, you see we figured it out to get the three stripes done. So you can do it.
Yes,
So here in
exactly.
this case, we said change the three stripes to a specific hex color, and it's doing it, you know. So it's possible.
Yeah, it's very cool though. I think we're just touching on the control of placement of the materials, and there's lots to be done there. But certainly the idea. Okay, what about this one? How did you get that picture on the side of the truck?
I just said, I have a truck driving on the road with mountains, the background and snow, and please put my shoe advertisement in the side of the truck. That's
But
it.
what was the uploaded image? The shoe?
The shoe.
You had the shoe in the window, and you said, "Put it on a truck in the mountains." Is that
Yeah, we can try to do it again. Hopefully this works now. We can try, yeah. I have to see what I can try it by just speaking. Let's see if I do this right. Platziere den Schuh auf der Seite eines großen, Lastkraftwagens, der, auf 'ner Straße fährt mit Bergen und Schnee im Hintergrund, als Werbung auf der Seite. Let's see, if this works out.
Yeah, so what's interesting about this is it can take the image from the viewport and put it somewhere else, right? So transform that
Yeah,
image
yeah.
into
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, there is another way to do it, and that's attach the image and say, "Put the attached image on the side of this truck." So you could upload an image of a truck. There you go. Wow, fantastic.
Yeah, it's, really, really crazy, yeah, and then you can say, yeah, make it even more advertisement, add some text or whatever, you know, you can just really play on this surface now, you know, so
Yeah, that's really
maybe make the truck, black and the background different, you know, we can change the background too. So this is also to show again maybe this little bit this red thing here, which is cool, which I like a lot because you can say here,
alright.
I'm sorry for my German speaking, but my software is on Deutsch here, so it's not easy for me to talk. But next time you can do it, Philip. You're an American guy.
It's alright. We'll get your pic I presume you asked it for, a truck on a highway with mountains with snow. Oh, there you go, it's now
So
raining.
I'd say the red asphalt with reflection in the floor.
Yeah, for the floor, yeah, which works perfect, right?
For the rest stays, and the box you can change. Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, now your shoe is in the reflection on the floor.
Cool, yeah. Yeah. Really cool. Yeah, really cool. Yeah. Alright, so that's,
Yeah.
yeah, and I really love the ability to take a concept, an idea, and expand it into many areas is just I think this is super exciting and a fantastic use case for, what this tool can do so quickly, the preset prompts really help you. You don't have to think a lot about what kind of scene you want. We now have this really cool favorites panel, right, Chris? The favorites panel you got there, so you
Oh,
can
this is good. Yeah. So we have here favorites. You can take stuff here if you have maybe hero shot here, this button here. If you want to have it in your favorites, you can just take it and drag it over. And then you can just use it from here. So you have maybe your 10 best prompts here inside. You just click, boom, very fast. You know, this helps you. But you can also go in if you have a really good prompt and you can save your prompt and then you can name it. Just name it now and then you save it to the favorite. And then your prompt is saved here.
yeah.
This helps you be much more faster also and find your best prompts in the best time. And don't forget prompts.
Yeah, right, and what's good about this too is that no matter what area you're in at the top, whether you're in the car, product, jewelry, home, or fashion, no matter which area you're in, your favorites all stay consistent no matter what mode you're in at the time. So you can pick your favorite prompts out of each mode and drop that into your favorites panel to stop, to be a bit more efficient in your workflow.
Yeah, it's I think it's really cool. I like it a lot because sometimes I have really good prompts, but I lose them somehow. I have to save it somewhere, and now I can just do it in my favorites panel, which is good. Yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah, so be faster. Yeah, get your stuff done, and I just changed the color of the truck because I didn't like the white so much. Yeah, so but you see, the truck is changed, but even the reflection has changed. So it's really,
Yeah,
really, and you can
really
look
cool.
through the glass here, see the snow, and yeah, it's endless, really. It's really endless. You can put it also in Sahara, so you can do stuff like this very fast.
Very cool.
But I wanted to show something because I have been looking here. This is Diwali. You know what Diwali is? I think this
No?
is this light festival in India where they have these candles and these balloons and they send it to the sky.
Yeah.
Right now very famous to do with software like we have this Diwali shots, and I did this. Just look for my right project. Wait a second. Here is it here somewhere? Okay, I know where it is. Yeah, it's here. And that's really cool because you can you can do stuff like this. So I found this image here. This is an online image, so something, so and then you can just go in, say, make impossible yoga moves.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
doing a backflip.
Yeah, it's maybe impossible, okay, but also make me like a small spy, me and my dog, in my own kitchen, which is really cool, so but also
Fun
do
little prompt.
Diwali. And Diwali is this, you see these lights and these balloons, flying away. And this is right now very famous from a lot of people. And because we have now this favorite panel, I go to this image here, I say edit, I go down to my favorite image and press Diwali, and we wait, and it's doing a Diwali image for us.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's how
fantastic.
your favorite image helps you to be faster, you just click, click,
Yeah.
tuck, and I think that's really helpful.
Yeah, so you might find a prompt on the internet somewhere that you think is really cool. You drop it in there, and then you can make a favorite button out of it and then use it over and over or edit it as you want.
Very
Nice.
nice.
Yeah.
And we will also put this trend prompts, in our software. So I think we have a folder soon which is called virals or trends or whatever.
Trending, viral prompts or something, 'cause
Yeah,
there's some
because
really fun ones that come every now and then, yeah.
it's not limited here on just on doing design or whatever. You can also do fun stuff with this, which is cool, So because maybe why not? Yeah.
Well, if you're creative and you have family, you have things that you wanna do, just like you can restore a photograph very easily, turn something black and white to be colorized. Anytime you just need a quick use of an editing tool, this is ideal for that. You can crop an image very quickly to remove the background. So it has the basic tools for what you kind of want all the time. And frankly, I used to use a very popular image editing tool that I've had a subscription to for the last, I don't know, 20 years or so. And I actually just canceled my subscription. So
Yeah, me
so
too.
yeah, so which is kind of wild. And then there's a even more popular one that I also was using after the first one, and I've been using that for maybe 3 years, and I canceled that one too, surprisingly, because the things that I was using it for the most, which was really just bringing an image in and cropping it and doing some quick modifications, I can do that right in ImageLab now, and not only create really great stuff, but do the basic image editing stuff, which is really, really useful.
Yeah, I think you can do here really small stuff, remove stuff, from an image, change the image. You can edit it. You can change your design. You can edit it. You make your story. You can storytelling. Now we remove the woman. If you just want to have your dog on one image, then you can go to crop it, crop your image, 16 by 9, and then you move this around or you move this here, which is also very helpful, to crop this image in a good way. And then you just say apply here. Boom, your image is cropped now, and then you can start to do more, So it's not just limited to one certain area. It's for everything, You can also do your PowerPoints if you make really nice presentations, You can add here a lot of stuff or whatever you're gonna do, So just do it.
You found something with mood boards, right? I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, yeah. This I did today, right? Yeah. So that's cool
This was very
because I
surprising.
because I found this one, this image here online, which is for me a typical in car design. You know, you have this in the studio, you have walls with moods, you know, and then you have this mood here, bluish, gray, brown, you know, and wood, and so because you have different materials in the car, and every CMF designer would love this because what you can do now, you can say, okay, take this board, you know, and show me something out of it, you know. When it goes this way, maybe I'll show you this one. This one, I said, okay, yeah, show me a living room in this mood, you know. So it gives you all the materials in the living room, but also here, I go to full screen, maybe better, but also in car interiors. So it gives you, if I just say a non-branded car interior, it gives me this interior, and it's using the mood of the board, you know. So this is my board, you know. Look at the colors and the materials, and it gives you a first, yeah, idea how it could look, you know. So and then I said a Porsche, and then it gives me a Porsche interior, and it's adding now the materials to certain places. If it's good or not, it's a designer's choice, you know, but it's doing something. You have the middle seat area here, it's darker blue and lighter blue. And then I took another mood board. I think it was this one here, you know, with this raspberries, a little bit darker, and white and red stuff here a little bit. And it gave me this one here, you know, also very interesting to see, you know. So just changing it, even if the design is old and so it depends, but you can also use it for sketches, I found out. This one is another mood board. And I used this sketch where it's a basic sketch. This one was a basic sketch, I would say. Yeah, I found also online. And then you can go to the basic sketch. You can color it also by mood boards directly.
Yeah.
Yeah, from a mood board to a sketch.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, it's good because it's fast, you know. And look here, it's a green steering wheel, but inside the inlay is golden or so, you know. So interesting, so you know, so it gives you directly some ideas, you know. So, and this one again here is like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's not ready, but it's a good first shot, you know. And just by adding a mood board, and I think there's much more to do because this was just a mood board transform into something. But we could
Yeah.
also have an image of an interior and have a mood board attached and say, take the texture from this mood board on this sketch.
Yeah, right. That's where you use the attachment. You can attach up to 3 images and use those. So if you've got 3 different swatches that you want to apply to a sketch of an interior, you could do it that way too. You load the sketch and then apply this and then load the swatches. Yeah, really, really fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, after weeks of using ImageLab, like Chris said, daily, we're still discovering and finding new applications and new ways to use it. It's really remarkable the depth, I think.
Yeah, it's for me, I have every day at least one situation where I think, oh, that's not possible. It's so cool. Yeah. So you find always new areas to use it. And it's like, I think there's no end to see because you can do so much, you know. So it's like really interesting and it's very simple and easy to use. So that's what I like, you know. If I go in, you just drag your image, you push a button, you get the result, okay? And you can upscale, you can change, you can crop, you can do stuff like this, you know. And we are also able to do more in the future. Maybe we have some small editing features, saturation or color, you know, will come maybe or stuff like this. But I think you have something you wanted to show, which is a little bit a glimpse to the future. Was it not
No,
your
I'm not gonna
today?
show it today. I'm not gonna show it. I'm gonna hold it back until next week. So I think it'll be we got another cool feature coming that I think is gonna be very exciting. We'll show it next week in our image chat number 5. And we also hope to have a special guest on next week, one of our really strong users who's been doing some amazing work. So we'll tune in next week, same time on Thursday. We'd love to have you back. And this is another episode of Image Chat.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Philip.
Yeah,
See
thanks
you
a lot,
guys.
Chris. See you guys.